Welcome back to another exciting video of Cinema Recap. Today I'm going to explain an American comedy horror film called Spree. The gonzo-style satire follows a social media-obsessed rideshare driver played by Joe Keery, who, in an attempt to become viral, livestreams himself murdering passengers. In today's world, a person's worth is decided by his number of followers on social media and not by his inner qualities. Regardless of how good you are in real life, if you don't have a decent amount of followers, you're considered to be a boring person who has no life. This curious case of gaining followers and making several videos regarding good deed has given rise to self-proclaimed influencers. Now, the movie Spree follows the same thing. A person wanting to become famous and gain followers, and he tries some dubious methods to do it, which asks the audience a question that, is it really worth it? And if we look in the movie, it has done brilliant work through a satirical showing of today's reality. In the movie, we see that the protagonist chooses to do extreme measures to gain quick followers and build himself a legacy that his methods of doing so make us question the sanity of the character, whether or not he's perfect for the outer world or he needs some medical attention. The ending of the movie is also very clear, but is confusing for some people. Let's dig into it. So let's dive into the story, but before we start, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel to get some interesting stuff in upcoming videos. The movie starts off with the main character, Kurt Kunkel, who wants to become famous. The movie, for some reason, has entirely been shown in some form of YouTube videos or Instagram stories. Kurt wants to become an influencer who has a large following. He sees other people with thousands of followers, which he doesn't even cross 20. Kurt becomes disheartened, but then gets an idea. He knows that if this idea won't be able to get him followers, then nothing can. He signs up for a job at Spree, which is a ride-sharing app that allows him to perform his idea. What he does is that he installs a camera all over his car so that the viewers can see every angle of it. And after taking in a passenger, he asks them to drink water, which he spiked with some poison. After the passenger is killed in front of the live audience, his followers start to increase. With greed in his mind to gain a larger audience, he decides to raise the stakes. Even after committing such horrific crimes in the live stream with hundreds of people watching, Kurt manages to avoid attention of the police, as many people believe that all this is an act. Things take a serious turn for Kurt when DJ Uno gets into Kurt's car. They stop at a glance to get tacos, and while Kurt is away, Uno takes a sip from the spiked bottle of Kurt. Kurt returns and sees this and tries to flee from the situation, and cops find it odd and they become suspicious. While this is going on, Uno wakes up all dizzy and becomes scared. She shoots a cop on the spot and both flee. The police try to chase them where Kurt manages to get away, but not far as he gets into an accident. While it looked serious, Kurt is able to walk and ultimately reaches Jessie's stand-up comedy act. He realizes that she has created her act on him and how pathetic and sad he is. She even blames him for trying to get followers through her. She then smashes her phone saying that she's going off social media. After the search for Kurt widens, his office of Spree Ride gets shut and everyone is looking for him. Meanwhile, Kurt orders a go-go and kills the cabbie to obtain the car. Jessie too orders a go-go, and when she gets inside, she's horrified to see that Kurt is her driver. Kurt says to Jessie that they should collaborate together as they talked in the morning, and now he's a changed person. Jessie becomes suspicious and tries to strangle Kurt. This leads to an accident. Afterward, Kurt hits Jessie, making her unconscious, and takes her to his home and asks his ever-growing followers that whether or not he should kill her. Jessie then wakes up in time and finds a way to get control over the car, but then she sits and drives the car to Kurt's house and crashes it. Inside the house, Chris, Kurt's father, calms her. Jessie realizes that Kurt killed her mother the day before he left the house. Kurt kills his father before he could understand what's going on. Jessie, scared, goes into the car, and when unable to drive out of the house, she drives in and hits Kurt and ultimately pins him to the wall, which kills him. After the horrific incident, on the request of her fans, she takes a selfie with Kurt. It's revealed that she became very famous after this incident and has become a big name in Hollywood. While Kurt's actions have been made public, his deeds are viewed in a horrific light, but there is a small stratum of people in the internet community that hails him as a hero. We see that he has become a hero he always wanted to be. He became the influencer he always strived to be, and now people are expressing their love for him through Reddit and Tumblr accounts. It's then revealed that the movie we have been watching is actually made by a fan of Kurt who has collected all the videos and information about Kurt and compiled them in order so that the public can see it. That's why the movie is shown through YouTube videos or in the form of Instagram stories. From Instagram to Reddit, the media ecosystem incentivizes his killing spree. At least a dozen of people walked out of my Sundance screening, and a bunch of critics outside of the theater were in denial about Spree implicating all forms of media glamorization of people like Kurt. It's the first social media movie I've seen that rightly contextualizes how we use each other online, which ultimately makes it a moralistic film. Moralism is an unpopular word, but the film's moralism is not one of final judgment, but as a critique of our values, also exemplified in past classics like Network, Ace in the Hole, and Doctor Strangelove. Spree finds social media unworthy of a species or worthy of dignity, and the movie is also schlocky fun. At any given point when social media feeds are on screen, you can read comments from Kurt's followers. Some reward him with digital currency to commit more crimes. Others beg him to stop and question why he's on other people's feed. Eugene Kotliarenko wrote thousands of comments that help build the audience's understanding of what's influencing Kurt. Constant message to perform, or that his content sucks, or here's a few bucks to murder another person. The constantly moving feed of comments feels real as any set of comments I've seen on Instagram Live. They move faster than the movie's own breakneck pace and add to the stimulation overload that mimics the experience of being online. It all feels too real and unsettling, and that's the point. Although the social media movie is in its early incarnations, Spree is a preeminent example of portraying the methods in which we see and use each other online. Kurt's behavior is extreme because it's satire, but the root need and pain isn't unique to him. Everyone needs a little love and attention, but the ground we've ceded to the social media meritocracy can never replace the validation we receive when welcomed into another's presence. No one wants to be around Kurt because he's awkward, and to make matters worse, he doesn't know it's his personality that's repellent. He takes drastic measures to be seen, but in doing so, he built a legacy of destruction. We hope you enjoyed our today's video. If you did like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with the latest and interesting videos.